That rock with Simpson Math. In geometry, we learned some triangle rules. One rule is the 30, 60, 90 rule. So if you have a right triangle with 90-degree angle, and the two acute angles are 30 and 60, then always the short leg, that would be the leg opposite the 30-degree angle, the smaller angle is opposite the shorter leg. The short leg is always half of whatever the hypotenuse is. And the longer leg is always, obviously longer than the short leg, but it's square root of 3 times longer than the short leg. And this is written a lot of different ways in textbooks. They might put a symbol for, that's a horrible triangle. You can tell I used a protractor on that one. But they might put a symbol here for, they might call this x, and then they would say, well, this has to be half of the hypotenuse, so then the hypotenuse would be 2x. And then this would be square root of 3 times x here. Or they might write it like this, where if this is 30 and this is 60 and this is the right triangle, they might say this is x, well then this is 1/2 of x, and then this is square roots of 3 times this, which gives you square root of 3 over 2x. So I like to just put it into words, make it quite plain, that the short leg is half the hypotenuse and the long leg is square root of 3 times longer than the short leg. And we're going to derive the rule in class, so we'll leave that to an activity. But I do want to show you how to use a protractor, and let's just build a 30-60 triangle and do some measurements, keeping in mind that we're not precise here. But so I'm going to create a right triangle. That means I need to aim my for a 90-degree angle. So I create a right triangle here. Then I'm going to put line this hole up with the end of that segment, and I'm going to line these lines on the protractor up with the line here, and then I'm going to aim for this 60 here. So there's the 60, so this is going to be a 60-degree angle. And if that's 60, the other one's going to have to be 30. So if this was a 60-degree angle, then this has to be a 30-degree angle because I made this a right angle. So 30 and 60 makes 90, plus 90 makes 180, and we all know that 180 degrees are is the sum of the interior angles of a triangle. Now that makes this the hypotenuse. Now let's measure the hypotenuse. Shall we use, let's use inches, I guess. So using inches, we have what looks like 4 inches, and then 1/16, 2/16, 3/16. So the hypotenuse is 4 3/16 inches. Now that means that this shorter leg here should be half of that. So it should be 2 inches and 1.5/16 inches. So let's measure. I don't know, I've got to make sure I stay in the screen here. I guess I'm still on the screen. If not, I'll reshoot the video, I guess. So let's see. Oh yeah, there's 2. And then 1, 2, and a little bit. Yeah. And it should have been just 1.5. So maybe it's a little too big. Maybe a little too big. Let's see. There's 2 and then 1. Yeah, it's a little too big. But you can see that, you know, of course I'm imprecise. But the short leg should be, if this is 4 3/16, then it should be 2 and 1.5. Well, then that would be 30 seconds. If you cut a 1/16 and a half, it would be 30 seconds. So let's see, it's 2 inches, and then half of 3 is 1.5. So that would be 1/16, and then a half a 16th with a 30 seconds. So 3 30 seconds. And it actually measured 2 2/16, or maybe even a little more than that. But that's just inaccuracy in building the triangle. And then this long leg would be whatever square root of 3 times this is. Well, square root of 3 is about 1.7, so it'd be about 1.7 times that. But anyway, the long leg, that was supposed to be the word long, I can't spell, is square roots of 3 times whatever this measurement is. So, and that will always be the case if you build the triangle correctly. And I had some error, but you know, I'm using a pen and I'm not too good with the protractor. But if we did it precisely, then these numbers would always check out. And that's the 30, 60, 90 rule. And we will drive that in class. Math made simple sense of that.